Alrighty, back at it again with 5 things about a book. This time the book is Originals by Adam Gant. It's been a minute, but hey, that's life. To kick things off, the first thing about this book was it's a massive ego stroke. Titled Originals. If you're reading it and you agree with something in it, then you must be an original, authentic person. So yeah, not only self-fulfilling prophecy, but one could find themselves patting themselves on the back quite frequently, which leads to the second thing about this book, is that because it's marketed so well, a simple title, Originals, it's a derivation of one of Malcolm Gladwell's, or that Malcolm Gladwell genre, if you will, is that it's too on the nose with its packaging, if you will, if it's with its promotion as a social observation. But hey, as an international bestseller, I imagine there's lots of people that think of themselves as original. So I don't think Mr. Gant's too fussed about the marketing being too good. The third thing that I did like about it was, that's the third thing, is that a wide variety of references. One thing I always appreciate, especially in these sort of socially conscious books, are it kicks off in the domestic realm, talking about parenting, even fatherhood more specifically, and then it ends up in organizational behavior and how to present more, how to present better and more effectively, especially when presenting original or new ideas. So that wide variation, it keeps you entertained, keeps you hooked in throughout the whole read. The fourth thing is that it's the perfect length, right at 250 pages. Get in, get out. It goes in a little bit of the exposition because it is a product of research. So it doesn't get too caught up in the anecdotes, and more so just presents case studies in the form of prose and in a way that keeps you locked in as a reader. And the fifth thing that I liked about Originals is that it was it's extremely relevant, right? So if you take the branding off, if you take Originals, if you don't think of it as, oh, I'm so original, so therefore I must like this book. I actually imagine there's going to be people that are dissuaded from gleaming some of those insights, because it once again, it has that self-help film to it, but hey, it's highly relevant and highly quotable. There's one major thing that I got out of it was authentic dissent, right? And protective pessimism, right? As an optimist and as someone who's always looking for the good in things, to understand the importance of dissent, let alone authentic dissent, it created a whole new way of approaching specifically workplace conversations, but of course you could apply that in personal life. and protective pessimism has begun to lead me to be more thorough in the planning process, right? Been able to use that at home and at work. As much as I want the best potential outcome to occur, as much as I hope for the best potential outcome to occur, I have to think of the negatives not as a jinx, right? Not as a roadblock or a hurdle to success, but more so as a recognition, as an acknowledgement of potential difficulties. And it's funny the way that the book delivers that concept, that it will allow people to open up to your idea a lot more freely, especially in the workplace, and especially when dealing with personalities that are alternate to yours. They may feel like this is just the overly optimistic fellow that wants the best to happen and hasn't really thought about all the possible angles. But if you're authentic with your dissent and thoughtful in your pessimism, enveloped in your authentic optimism, then hey, then keep on living that original life. I'm gonna have to give this one 3.5, and I've only subtracted a 0.5 because the book essentially said don't be too positive. People think you're more smarter if you are if you present through dissent. So yeah, 3.5 out of 5 dissenting opinions. Thank you, Mr. Gant, for your research and for your publication. 3.5 out of 5 dissenting opinions for Originals by Adam Gant.